Hello and welcome to the information sessions for Sturt University's Graduate Certificate in ICT Education. This 10-minute information session will focus on the pedagogical approach of our course, and we'll talk about our course focus, and the ways we look to engage teachers in improving their ICT capabilities. Also the study structure. Our timetable is no longer based on semesters. We now call them sessions, and we'll look at how they work. We'll also look at course structure. You can focus on Adobe or Microsoft. You can even specialise in both over time if you like, and we'll look at what your options are there. We'll also look at your elective and subject choices throughout this course. Okay, so how do we teach the teachers? Well, to begin with, as we mentioned in the background information session, we've conducted a lot of research into the difficulties that schools and teachers have experienced with ICT training and education in recent years. One of the main things to come out of that research was that teachers were looking for extended professional development to give them time to learn, practice, collaborate and reflect on ICT. We often hear that teachers have attended the occasional afternoon session after school or a weekend professional learning session, which was great at the time, and they even learned a trick or two about ICT, but they left and realised in a lot of cases that they still lack the confidence to use those ICT skills in all their lessons and classes. So to get to the point where you are confident enough to integrate it into lessons, to get up in front of a group of students or even other teachers and train them in ICT, you need more extended learning and exposure to ICT. Instead of cramming all of that learning into a day or a week, our part-time course provides prolonged, regular exposure over 8 months to new techniques and technologies. We also have a heavy focus on putting our IT theory from our course into practice, taking the theoretical and making it actual by creating actual classroom activities. And once teachers gain new skills and confidence with ICT, our subjects then challenge them to find areas and ways in which these new abilities can be used to educate students. You'll also experience repeated exposure to and practice of teaching strategies and developing expertise in our course. Teachers are trained to use online forums and to present their work throughout the course on these forums, and also to make amendments and suggestions for other students' work in their course. Teachers are then challenged to put their work into actual use in educational situations in using these forums and their work that they've constructed and produced in those forums. We give them opportunities to develop knowledge and confidence and expertise through this training. Finally, we sustain interest through relevant and embedded assessment. Teachers' success in incorporating ICT from our course into their actual lesson plans and into taking their studies and lesson plans from our course into schools is the focus of assessment in this course. So your ability to take your ICT training and use it in actual school settings will constitute most of your marks. And this is part of the unique nature of our course and the way we use forums and plans and actual practice as a constant assessment for learning. So ultimately, looking at all of this, through using practical skills and increased confidence, expertise and constant assessment for learning, our main aim is to make ICT as easy as picking up a whiteboard marker. So you may have picked up also by now, just before we go on, that this course is not for IT gurus. So if you can make Adobe and Microsoft jump up and dance and fly around the room, then this course is probably not for you. This is more for the average teacher who has some IT abilities, but is really just interested in developing a wider range of ICT skills to use in all their lessons and all their plans. Sturt University have recently altered their study structure to provide a more flexible timetable for students. You still need to complete 4 subjects to finish with your Graduate Certificate of ICT Education, but instead of having to do that in just 2 semesters, you can now do it over 2 or 3 sessions. Let me show you how the timetable works. We now have 3 sessions per year. Session 1 and Session 2 are in the same time of year as Semester 1 and Semester 2 have always occurred. But now there is an extra session, Session 3. For many teachers, it is a popular option to defer or reduce their workload during Session 1 and Session 2 and move some of that work into Session 3. Some teachers find that they can have some spare time in December or January and put a week aside to study then. Of course, you can still choose to complete your 4 subjects in the traditional time, doing 2 subjects in Session 1 and 2 in Session 2. This is purely to create more flexibility for those teachers who need it. This course is part-time, of course, so it's aimed at practicing teachers and therefore normally only available part-time, i.e. you can do up to 2 subjects per session, but no more. The recommended study time allowance is 8 hours per week per subject, although this does depend on your ICT experience. Those people who find themselves more capable with ICT might find that this comes down to a little bit less, but the 8 hours per week per subject is the guideline we like to start with. And finally, this is a distance subject at Australia's premier distance education university. Charles Sturt University has more distance students than any other single university in Australia. We have a wide range of experience dealing with and helping students study via distance. Now, this session does cover course structure and some subject content, but for more detailed information on the subject content of this course, go straight to our website at ictteachers.info. For the graduate certificate course that we do have, students are required to select a specialisation. So you can specialise in either Microsoft or Adobe, and that's 4 subjects worth of study for Microsoft or Adobe specialisation. Of course, if you'd like to go on and do a second year of study, a graduate diploma, you end up specialising in both Adobe and Microsoft, and that's for 8 subjects of study. So the graduate certificate involves 4 subjects, and you could do Microsoft or Adobe specialisation. The graduate diploma involves 8 subjects, and you'll do both Microsoft and Adobe programs. Now, the Microsoft specialisation itself, the course, focuses on Microsoft Word and PowerPoint during the first session, and in session 2 you'll look at Excel and Outlook. Over the course of the Microsoft specialisation, over the 2 sessions, you'll set up a detailed peer coaching network within your school, and you'll include it as part of your school's professional development plan. Also, during the Microsoft specialisation, you'll look closely at web quests. You'll be designing focused, relevant activities for students, creating actual whole units of work, so your studies will double as your class planning time. You'll also become a part of Microsoft's Partners in Learning program. It's Microsoft's worldwide ICT education program, which is now entering its 7th year. It's gone into 110 countries, and within those countries has reached 135 million teachers and students. So in short, you'll be part of a very big Microsoft program. For the Adobe specialisation, on the other hand, Semester 1 you'll look at Dreamweaver, Flash and Fireworks, and these programs all focus on creating interactive animated graphics, moving images, and also website design. In Session 2 you'll look at Photoshop, InDesign, Acrobat and Illustrator. You'll focus on altering digital images, so photographs and computer graphics, for example. You'll also look at print production and graphic design technology, so publishing magazines, books, posters, newsletters, etc. The assessment itself for Adobe brings all of these programs together, and so you'll be designing websites, newsletters, yearbooks and so on, which can actually be used in your school. And beyond these core subjects that I've just shown you, and you may have noticed that one of those subjects goes to each session, you have another subject in each session that's an elective. Now, we've got 4 different electives that you can choose throughout the course. The first one is on educational games and software. You're investigating practicality of games and education software, and even social networking sites. You'll also look at subject-specific research as another course, if you choose. It's a focused study of the uses of ICT in a specific area of your choice. This is a pretty popular subject because teachers get to choose the area that's relevant to their teaching. You can also choose an elective on online communities, where you create online communities and blogs for actual educational purposes. Pretty exciting and creative stuff. And the other elective option is looking at tech trends and operating systems, basically looking at hardware components and actual operating systems, the bits and pieces of computers. And you'll be able to also investigate new and emerging ICT technology and investigate trends and where you think they might be going in the future. Okay, so that's the end of this information session. We provide a series of additional information sessions. If you'd like to hear how this course was researched and developed by Charles Sturt University, Microsoft and IT Masters, view the background information session. If you're wondering who this course is meant for, what qualifications you require to start, or even what qualifications or opportunities you can gain from this course, have a look at the Is This For Me information session. And for the information session on course fees, how to apply for the course, and how to obtain a scholarship, go to the Fees, Scholarships and Applications session. Or if you have any questions, our contacts are By phone, you can reach us on 1300 885 685. That's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday to Friday. You can also email us at inquiries@itmasters.edu.au. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact us by phone or email. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for your time.